There are 85 dragon species in the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. 85. And I guarantee you don't know half of them. Most fans can name maybe 10, the main ones from the films. But the TV series, the games, and the expanded lore introduce dozens more, each with abilities that are honestly insane. Today we're breaking down every dragon class, the most important species in each, and ranking them by how dangerous they actually are. By the end of this video, you'll know more about HTTYD dragons than 99% of fans, and let's start with the system. Every dragon in the HTTYD universe is sorted into one of 7 classes. This classification system was invented by Bork the Bold, Gobber's great-great-great-grandfather, and it's all recorded in the Book of Dragons. The 7 classes are Stoker, Boulder, Tracker, Sharp, Tidal, Strike, and Mystery. Let's go through each one. Class number 1, Stoker. Stoker-class dragons are the fire specialists. These are the hot-headed, aggressive, flame-breathing beasts that most people think of when they hear the word dragon. The most famous Stoker-class dragon is the monstrous Nightmare. This thing is terrifying. It can coat its entire body in fire, not just breathe it. It literally sets itself on fire and walks toward you on its wings. Snotlout rides one named Hookfang, and it's constantly trying to eat him. Then there's the Terrible Terror, tiny, adorable, and completely unhinged. These little guys are the size of a cat but have the attitude of a full-size dragon. Hiccup figures out they can be distracted by light, like a cat chasing a laser pointer. But the most important Stoker-class fact is this. If a Stoker-class dragon loses its fire, it means it's dying. That's not a metaphor. It's biological. The only cure is venom from a fireworm queen, which is itself one of the most dangerous dragons in the class. Also in this class, the Singjatail, the Hobblegrunt, the Moldruffle, and the Fireworm. Class number 2, Boulder. Boulder-class dragons are the tanks. They eat rocks. They're slow but nearly indestructible. Their wings are comically small compared to their bodies, but somehow they still fly. The most famous Boulder-class dragon is the Gronkle. Fishlegs rides one named Meatlug. Gronkles eat boulders, melt them inside their stomachs, and spit them out as molten fireballs. They can also create an extremely rare metal called Gronkle iron by eating a specific combination of rocks. The most powerful Boulder-class dragon is the catastrophic Quaken. This thing is basically a living earthquake. It rolls into a ball and smashes into anything in its path. In Race to the Edge, it took on multiple dragons at once and won. The most majestic Boulder-class dragon is the Crimson Gory Gutter. Introduced in the 3rd film, this species looks like a cross between a dragon and a moose. It has enormous antlers and can spit lava. Despite its size, it's actually quite peaceful. Also in this class, the Hotburple, the Gronsicle, the Snafflefang, and the Eruptodon, which literally eats lava to protect entire islands from volcanic eruptions. Class number 3, Sharp. Sharp-class dragons are the vain, prideful species. Every single one of them has some kind of razor-sharp body part, whether it's spines, claws, or projectile quills. The star of this class is the deadly Natter. Astrid's dragon, Stormfly, is a Natter. These dragons shoot magnesium hot flames and can launch poisonous tail spines with pinpoint accuracy. They have a blind spot directly in front of their nose, which is the only safe place to approach them. The most terrifying Sharp-class dragon is the Razor Whip. Its entire tail is basically a sword. It can cut through trees, rocks, and even other dragons. The metal that makes up its scales is so strong that it was used by dragon hunters to forge weapons. The weirdest Sharp-class dragon is the Speed Stinger. It can't fly at all, but it's incredibly fast on the ground, and it has a venomous stinger on its tail that paralyzes anything it touches. In Race to the Edge, a pack of speed stingers invaded Berk and nearly took over. Also in this class, the Timberjack, the Stormcutter, which is Volka's dragon cloud jumper, and the Scuttleclaw. Class number 4, Tidal. Tidal-class dragons live in or near the ocean. Most of them can't breathe fire. Instead, they use water-based attacks or electricity. They're generally the largest dragons in the franchise. The most powerful Tidal-class dragon is the Bewilderbeast. This is the alpha dragon, the king of all dragons. It's absolutely massive, the size of a mountain, and it can control other dragons through a form of hypnosis. There are only two bewilderbeasts shown in the franchise. One belongs to Valka, the other to Drago Bloodvist. When they fight in the second film, it's one of the most epic scenes in animation history. The most loyal Tidal-class dragon is the Thunder Drum. It uses powerful sonic blasts instead of fire. In the TV series, a Thunder Drum named Thornado becomes one of Stoic's most trusted companions. The creepiest Tidal-class dragon is the Submaripper. This dragon creates massive whirlpools in the ocean to swallow entire ships. It's essentially the Kraken of the HTTYD universe. Also in this class, the Scaldron, which shoots boiling water, the Tide Glider, and the Shellfire. Class number 5, Strike. Strike-class dragons are the elite, the fastest, the smartest, and the most powerful dragons in the franchise. If dragons had a military special forces unit, it would be the Strike class. Obviously, the most famous Strike-class dragon is the Night Fury, Toothless, the unholy offspring of lightning and death itself. Night Furies are so fast they were never seen before Hiccup shot one down. They fire plasma blasts that explode on impact. They can fly at speeds that no other dragon can match, and they are so intelligent that Toothless essentially functions as a co-leader with Hiccup. Grimmel hunted every single Night Fury to extinction. Toothless is the last one. That's how dangerous Night Furies were to dragon hunters. They weren't just hard to catch, they were impossible. The Light Fury is also Strike class. She shares many abilities with the Night Fury, but has one unique power. She can superheat her plasma blast and fly through it, which makes her scales reflect light and renders her completely invisible. Then there's the Skrill. This dragon harnesses lightning. It literally absorbs electricity from storms and redirects it through its body. A Skrill was frozen in ice for centuries, and when it thawed, it immediately started attacking everything in sight. In the TV series, the Skrill becomes one of the most recurring and dangerous enemies. The Triple Strike rounds out this class. It has 3 stinger tails, each with a different type of venom. It combines speed, intelligence, and raw power into one of the most versatile dragons in the franchise. Class number 6, Tracker. The Tracker class is the newest class, discovered during Race to the Edge. These dragons have an incredibly acute sense of smell or hearing that makes them natural hunters. The most important Tracker class dragon is the Rumblehorn. Stoic's Dragon Skullcrusher is a Rumblehorn. These dragons can track any scent across any terrain. They're essentially the bloodhounds of the dragon world. The most underrated Tracker class dragon is the Deadly Natter. Wait, you might be thinking, wasn't the Natter in the Sharp class? It was, but the Deadly Natter was actually reclassified from Sharp to Tracker because of its incredible tracking abilities. This kind of reclassification happens in the HTTYD universe as Vikings learn more about dragon behavior. Also in this class, the Thunderclaw, the Mudraker, and the Sweet Death. Class number 7, Mystery. The Mystery class is the most fascinating class because so little is known about these dragons. They're stealthy, unpredictable, and often have abilities that don't fit into any other category. The most iconic Mystery class dragon is the hideous Zippleback. Roughnut and Toughnut ride one named Barf and Belch. This dragon has 2 heads, each with a different ability. One head breathes gas, the other breathes sparks. Together they create explosions. Separately, they're basically useless. It's the perfect dragon for the twins. The most terrifying Mystery class dragon is the Flightmare. This dragon glows in the dark and paralyzes anything it breathes on. For years, the Vikings believed it was a ghost. In reality, it feeds on glowing algae, which gives it its eerie bioluminescence. The Changewing is another Mystery class standout. It can turn completely invisible by changing the color of its scales, like a chameleon. It also spits acid that can melt through almost anything. The most dangerous Mystery class dragon is the Death Song. It sings a beautiful melody that lures other dragons toward it, then traps them in a substance similar to amber. It literally hunts other dragons using music. That's one of the most creative predator designs in any animated franchise. Also in this class, the Armorwing, the Snap Trapper, the Bone Nappers, and the Buffalord, whose saliva is the only known cure for a deadly plague called the Scourge of Odin. Now here's what most people don't realize. Beyond the 7 classes, there are 2 categories of dragon that break all the rules. The first category is the Titanwing. Almost any dragon species can reach a Titanwing stage, which is like a super-powered adult form. They become larger, more powerful, and their abilities intensify. In the TV series, several Titanwing versions of common dragons appear, and they're orders of magnitude more dangerous. The second category is the Alpha. There have been 3 Alpha dragons shown in the franchise: the Red Death, the Bewilder Beast, and Toothless himself. Alpha dragons can command other dragons to obey them. The Red Death use fear, the Bewilder Beast use hypnotic control, and Toothless earned his Alpha status through courage and loyalty, which is why the other dragons chose to follow him. That's the real message hidden in the dragon classification system. It's not about what class you belong to, it's about what you choose to do with your power. A terrible terror can be braver than a Bewilder Beast. A crippled Night Fury can become the Alpha. Class doesn't define destiny. So here's my question. If you could ride any dragon from any class, which one would you choose? Drop your answer in the comments and subscribe to Dragon Theory for daily HTTYD breakdowns. Tomorrow, we're covering the darkest theory about why the Night Fury is the last of its kind. I'll see you then.